President Trump sitting down with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago to advance the Gaza ceasefire plan, and what the president has to say about this morning's call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. We now go live to NTD's Washington correspondent Mari Otsu at the North Lawn of the White House. Mari, good evening.
Melina, good evening. Yes, that's right. And today, it's been a couple of days of diplomacy for President Trump, where he's at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida for the holidays. And today, key topics in that discussion with Prime Minister Netanyahu were advancing the Gaza peace plan, disarming Hamas, demilitarizing Gaza, and resolving the status of that last remaining hostage left in the Gaza Strip. And this is now Prime Minister Netanyahu's sixth in-person meeting with the president since President Trump returned to office back in January, and it comes as the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has mostly held since October. President Trump today says that the reconstruction of Gaza is going to begin, quote, pretty soon, as he repeatedly calls on Hamas to disarm, threatening that if they don't, the countries that signed that peace deal back in October will, quote, wipe them out. He also emphasizes the importance of Operation Midnight Hammer, the taking out of Iran's nuclear program back in June, as a necessary factor in the Gaza peace deal. And he has this threat for Iran if they try to rebuild their nuclear facilities. Take a look.
Don't forget, we made the plan possible by taking out Iran. And speaking of Iran, I hope they're not trying to build up again, because if they are, we're going to have no choice but very quickly to eradicate that buildup. Iran may be behaving badly. It hasn't been confirmed, but if it's confirmed, look, they know the consequences. Consequences will be very powerful, maybe more powerful than the last time.
President Trump also says that Saudi Arabia is getting along great with Israel and announces that he expects they will join the Abraham Accords soon. And meanwhile, today, President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu touted and praised the U.S.-Israel alliance, with President Trump saying that a pardon for Netanyahu is on its way. And Netanyahu, meanwhile, saying that Israel's Minister of Education today formally announced that President Trump will be receiving that Israel Prize, Israel's highest civilian honor. He also invites President Trump to visit Israel on Independence Day to receive that honor. Take a look.
So we decided to break a convention too, or create a new one, and that is to award the Israel Prize, which in almost our 80 years, we've never awarded it to a non-Israeli, and we're going to award it this year to President Trump.
Well, I'm not concerned about anything that Israel's doing. I'm concerned about what other people are doing or maybe aren't doing. There might not be an Israel right now if you had a different prime minister. That's a big statement.
And now, on a different foreign war that President Trump is trying to help solve, President Trump today confirms that he had a, quote, positive call with Russian President Vladimir Putin this morning. This is coming a day after President Trump welcomed Ukrainian President Zelensky to his Mar-a-Lago estate, both of them expressing optimism after those talks. However, President Trump also said that in today's call with Putin, Putin alleged that Ukraine launched a drone attack on one of his residences, which is a claim that Ukraine has since denied.
All right, Mari Otsu reporting for us from the White House. Thank you so much for those updates tonight.